The foundation is what we call the org principles. Who are you? If you had to describe yourself as a person, you'd say something, right? I'm dynamic, I love spending time with people, I value relationships, etc., etc. What are the same set of statements for you as a company? Do you guys have a written down, well-articulated, simple way of describing what you stand for as a company and why you exist? That's what the org principles are. The foundation is basically who am I, why do I exist? Not just a series of statements, but something written down. You can call it a company constitution, company manifesto, whatever you call it, but do you have that written down in a way that everyone understands it? So that's the foundation. If the new team member who joined you last month doesn't know what this means, then you're already in trouble, right? Then there are three pillars. The first one is basically how you work. So what is your way of working as a company? The second pillar is your HR policies and practices. So how do you deal with people and how do you deal with each other? And the third is the people component itself, which is how inspirational are you as a leader? How inspirational are your managers? And how well are your teams working together? What's the effectiveness of how teams work together? These are the three pillars that support the overall culture. And then there are several components. Decision-making and alignment tend to be big topics in how you work, particularly as you scale. As a small team, when you take decisions, you tend to announce it in your weekly all hands and everyone gets it very quickly and moves on. As you start getting a bit bigger, people start wondering, why did you take that decision? No one explained it to me. I'm lost, I'm confused. That happens very, very frequently. And alignment, which is, it's not just about taking decisions. Have you heard everyone's point of view? And does everyone truly believe in where you're going? So these are some of the elements that add up to the way of working for you as a company. And what you have to think about is, do we have each of these operational practices working well for us? Alignment, decision-making, collaboration, communication, impact, and innovation. The HR piece is, do I have an answer on career and development? You'll be amazed, for earlier stage companies, this is a non-issue. No one talks about it. It's amazing. Companies have the fewer than 100 people. This issue never comes up. No one seems to care about career or development. They're just so busy having impact and having fun. But the moment you cross 100, 150 people, it starts showing up on the radar all over the place, right? Where am I going? What's my next promotion? What's going to happen to me? That starts becoming important. Hiring, which is really having a solid way to make sure you hire people that fit well with your company. Policies, particularly things like rewards, ESOPs. Do people understand what you're doing and why? And we find a lot of startups actually have very confused communication around what their basic health insurance, ESOP, rewards, what those frameworks are. So that starts to matter. And the one that irritates most people from the early stage to late stage, and that never seems to go away, is your performance management system. How will people be assessed? Will that be fair? How will you give feedback? And how will people progress through their careers? So this is something that is broken almost for all companies in the startup ecosystem. So something all of us need to worry about. So this is what adds up to HR policies and practices. And the final piece is around inspirational leadership. For many of you, a lot of this will be about you yourself. What is your own personal manager NPS? And as you get a bit bigger, how inspirational and effective are your managers? So these are the three pillars. And all of this, the foundation plus three pillars, is what adds up to that overall NPS score you have as a company.